Hey guys, Miss Moonq here. It's been a while since I've done a deck profile. Yeah, Ubel. Figured why not. Also, got the OCG playmat for the Ubel set. Also, I ordered these. Like, these are some really nice field centers. Like, they just look amazing. They're quite thick as well when it comes to field centers. Yeah, I'm actually running a side in this. Like, I genuinely feel like this playmat is just so nice. One of the best playmats I think I've ever owned. Also, I've got sleeves to go with it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good actually. And yeah, it's been a while. I've just not really been in the Yu-Gi-Oh mood in the past couple of months. Like, I knew for a fact I'd still kind of play when I heard Ubel was getting support. So, I suppose let's get straight into it. I played 2 with the original Ubel. Basically the card you want to be playing in Ubel, obviously. Its effect is this card can't be destroyed by a battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calc, when this card is face-up attack, when this face-up attack position card is attacked by an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack during the end phase. Tribute one other monster or destroy this card. When this card is destroyed except by its own effect, its owner can special summon one Yubel Terrorincarnate from hand, deck, or grave. So obviously this is like the card you want to be seeing on the field and then playing shenanigans with it. I've heard and seen that the Ubel rare, like the Ubel cards have just, well, the older ones anyway, have just miraculously like just shot up in price. Like this card, I've checked and it's about 40, 45, which is, I've never seen a rarity card that high. I think the most I've seen is like 10. Anyway, on to the next one, which is Terrorincarnate. Sorry about the lighting. I think actually that might be better. Yeah, that's better. Just to put a bit more light onto it and so you can actually see the cards a bit more. Not too bright. Yeah, that'll do. Can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Ubel and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card can't be destroyed by a battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calc, when this face-up attack position card is attacked by an opponent's monster, inflict the damage equal to that monster's attack. During the end phase, destroy all other monsters on the field when this card is when this face-up card leaves the field. You can special summon one Ubel, the Ultimate Nightmare, from your hand, deck, or grave. And I tested this earlier against a friend, and both games I ended up with this thing on the field first turn, which is pretty impressive considering you look back at, say, a year ago, this thing was quite hard to get out. I did have an old Ubel build back in the day where I could essentially get this out and have a Terrorincarnate sat on field, but you only ever play this thing at one, like, unless you want to play more than one, but it gets rid of the consistency, really. Well, anyway, onto the effect. Can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Terrorincarnate. Can't be special summoned by other ways. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if this face-up attack position card battles an opponent's monster, inflict damage equal to that monster's attack to your opponent, also destroy it. It's like back in the day, it was a stupid card. Like, stupid good. If you could get it out. If you could get it out back in the day, you just pretty much win. But obviously, now it would be nice if it had a form of protection for it. But I mean, it does, because it can be destroyed and everything. Can be banished, obviously. Now onto the newer Ubel stuff. I play 3 Spirit of Ubel. It's basically Spirit Neos, but Ubel. Can't be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage involving this card. If this card is destroyed, you special summon one of your Ubel cards that is banished, or in your hand, deck, or grave. So you basically just special summon a Ubel from anywhere. You can only use each of the following effects of Spirit Ubel once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can add to your hand or set one spell and trap card that mentions Ubel. Yeah, it's just a good card. And next up we have a retrain for Samsara Lotus, which is now Samsara D Lotus. It was Samsara Degenerating Lotus, I think, but I don't know why they shortened the name. Konami, typical Konami, but oh well. You contribute this card, special summon one Ubel monster from your deck. During your opponent's turn, when a monster effect is activated, when you control a Ubel monster, quick effect, you contribute this card. The activated effect becomes destroy one Ubel monster on the field. During the end phase, if you control Ubel and this card is in your grave, you can add this card to your hand or special summon it. You can only use each effect of Samsara D Lotus once per turn. It's a good card. Something Ubel genuinely needed. And from what I've heard, Ubel is basically tier 1 now. It's good to see. Also, here comes an engine that I originally wasn't even considering playing with this deck. It is Unchained. And I play 1 Unchained Shavara. I mean the dogs, the demon dogs. Who don't like dogs? During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one fiend monster or one face down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. But while this face up card in the monster zone, it is in face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters except fiend monsters. So it basically locks you down to fiends, which is alright. If this card is sent to your grave, you can set one Unchained spell track directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Shavara once per turn. Next up is the Blue Pupper, Shayama. I think that's how you pronounce Shayama. You can target one card you control, destroy it. Then you can destroy one spell and trap on the field. If this card is in your grave, you can target one fiend monster or one face down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. But place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Shayama once per turn. Genuinely, I've really started, I went from hating Unchained to actually really liking Unchained. Next up is 3 Arua. You can target one card you control. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fiends. Also, destroy the targeted monster, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, except from its own effect, or by battle, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your hand or deck, except Arua. You cannot use each effect of Arua once per turn. I'm genuinely enjoying this build. Next up, we have 1 abominable Unchained Soul. Don't think I've ever summoned this once. You can only special summon Unchained Souls once per turn. If a card or cards you control is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can discard one card. Destroy one card on the field once per turn during the end phase if this card is in your grave because it was destroyed on the field and sent there this turn. You can special summon this card but place it at the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. It's not bad. Next up is the something in the sleeve. 3 Raiden. The multi-dimensional kaiju. Since it's a fiend, and I get locked into fiends, I can summon it. Obviously, we know what a kaiju does. You can only control one kaiju. Obviously, once per turn, you can remove 2 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. Special summon 1 Raiden token. Fiend Dark, level 7, 2800 attack, 0 defense, but it can't be used as a synchro material. You're never using that effect. You're just doing it to get rid of the problem cards, monsters. And then next up is DDD Vice King Requiem. Yay, I love reading pendulum cards. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, we don't like reading too much. This is a pendulum effect. You can target any number of dark contract cards you control, destroy them. And if you do special summon this card from your pendulum zone, then you can increase or decrease its level by the number destroyed. You can only use this effect of Vice King Requiem once per turn, and now it's on to its actual monster effect. You cannot special summon monsters except DDD monsters. A DDD monster that was fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summoned using this card on the field as a material gains this effect. Once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, shuffle 1 dark contract card from your field or grave into the deck, and if you do, destroy the card and gain 1000. You can only use this effect of Vice King Requiem once per turn. It's only in there for 2 cards in the extra deck. And now on to the spells. I mean, it's Ubel. Ubel likes Super Poly. Super Poly likes Ubel. We all know what Super Poly does. It likes to disrupt. And it's a really good card. Next up is 3 Nightmare Pain. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 dark monster in your hand or face up on the field, and if you do, add 1 Ubel or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except Nightmare Pain. You can only use this effect of Nightmare Pain once per turn. You can, when you control a Ubel monster, your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack the Ubel monsters. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving Ubel. I think basically with like any Ubel and this, I think it just doubles the damage they take. So brutal. Next up is 3 Abominations Prison. Add 1 Unchained card from your deck to your hand. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, which will be by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Abominations Prison once per turn. Next we have Wailing. Of the Unchained Souls. If you link summon a Unchained link monster, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Wailing of the Unchained Soul once per turn. I think that's it for the Unchained. No, it's not. Next is 1 for 1. To get out Lotus. Quick, simple, makes plays fun. Then next is Dark Contract with the Gate. During your standby phase, you can add a DD monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Dark Contract with the Gate once per turn. Once per turn, during your standby, you take 1000, but realistically, it's not going to matter. And next up to another new card, 3 Eternal Favourite. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Eternal Favourite once per turn. You special summon 1 of your Ubel monsters that is banished, or in your grave. Neither player can activate cards or effects when that monster is special summoned. God damn, Ubel just got some support. If you control a Ubel, discard 1 card and send this face-up card to the grave. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either field as material, so it's another Super Poly, including a Ubel monster. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. Next up, we have 3 Escape of the Unchained. Target 1 Unchained monster you control and 1 card on the field. Destroy both. If this set card is destroyed by card effects, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Escape of the Unchained once per turn. And now for the last card of the main deck. Abominable. I can never say this right. Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. That's a tongue twister and a half. Special summon 1 Unchained monster from your hand or grave. If this set card is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Chamber of the Unchained once per turn. I like to make confusing wording. Now onto the extra deck. I play. This is just like the most stupid card I've seen in years. 2 Ubel, the Loving Defender Forever. Kind of dig the name, to be honest. It requires 1 Ubel monster, so it's not just Ubel. 1+ effect monsters on the field. This is stupid. Genuinely stupid. I cannot believe this exists. If this card is fusion summoned, you can inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent for each material used. You can only use this effect of Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Whoo, protection, bro. Also, you take no damage from battles involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack, and then if you do, banish it. This is what Ubel should have been before. Genuinely, if Ubel got this support like a year after it came out, this deck would have been even more stupid. I mean, it's still so stupid. And then for the Super Poly targets, Stab Venom, Garura, and Garura. There are some more in the extra in the side. Obviously, we know what Stab does. We know at this point we should know what Garura does. Pretty self-explanatory. Like at first, I was just going a pure Super Poly target route, and then my friend mentioned play Unchained with this man, and then I was like, well, yeah, Unchained seemed pretty good. Speaking of that, Unchained Abomination. Requires 2+ effect. No, 2+ monsters, including a link monster. If a card or cards on the field is destroyed by a card effect, except by Unchained Abomination, except during the damage step. There's a lot of excepts here. You can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. During the end phase, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Unchained Abomination once per turn. That's so stupid, it just goes like, destroy, destroy, destroy. And obviously you can actually use your opponent's monsters as well. Well, to get this, to get Abomination out. Next up is Unchained Soul of Anguish. Requires 2+ monsters, including Unchained Soul card monster. You can target 1 face-up card that your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 dark link monster, except Unchained Anguish. By using only that opponent's monster and this card you control as material, if this card on the if this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target 1 fiend in your grave, except Anguish, add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Anguish once per turn. Next up we have Unchained Soul of Rage. Requires 2 monsters, including an Unchained Soul card. During your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target 1 face-up special summon monster you control. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 dark link monster, except Unchained Soul of Rage. By only using the opponent's monster and this card you control as material, if this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target 1 fiend monster in your grave, except Soul of Rage. Add it to your hand. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul of Rage once per turn. That's a mouthful and a half. Next is 2 Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. It requires 2 Fiend monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Unchained monster from your deck or grave to your hand. If a card or card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, when this card is in your grave, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Fiend monster from your hand or grave. Then you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls. You can only use each effect of Unchained Soul Lord of Yama once per turn. Just good. After this, I'm probably not going to describe some of these cards because we all should know what they do. You've got Underworld, Underworld Goddess of the Cursed World, Closed World. Access code, we all know what that does. We all know what IP does, and we all know what Zeus does. Although, if I can get a Typhon, Zeus is gone because Typhon is a lot better in Ubel. And then after that is DDD Divisor King Dios Machina? Machine X? I don't know. Oh yeah, here comes another pendulum effect. When you have a card in your other pendulum zone, you can target 1 pendulum monster you control or in your grave. Special summon the card in your other pendulum zone, and if you do place that target pendulum monster in your pendulum zone, you can only use this effect of DDD Divisor King Dios Machine X once per turn. It requires 2 level 8 fiends. Well, technically not. You can also exceed summon this card by using a DDD monster. You control its material, transfer its materials to this card. You can only control 1 DDD Divisor King Dios Machina in your monster zone once per chain. When a monster card your opponent controls activates its effects, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card or destroy 1 dark contract card you control, and if you do, attach that opponent's card to this card's material. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can place this card in your pendulum zone. That's a bloody mouthful. And then Wave High King Caesar requires 2 level 6 fiends, which the Unchained are level 6. Well, the doggos, the main deck doggos are. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, that includes an effect that special summons a monster. Quick effect. You can detach 1 material from this card and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can make one of your other DD monsters you control and this card gain 1800 attack until the end of this turn. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can add 1 dark contract card from your deck to your hand. It's not really that bad. Now onto the side deck. 1 Neos Kluger. I figured why not run like the other sort of connective, like Ubel stuff, just to maybe spice things up a bit. Well, it requires obviously Ubel and Neos. Must be fusion summoned before damage calc. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack, and if this face-up card is destroyed by battle and leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while its owner controls it, you can special summon 1 Neos Wiseman from your hand or deck, ignoring summoning conditions. Yes. Good. You can only use this effect of Elemental Hero Neos Kluger once per turn. Next up is Rainbow Neos. I think with the amount of deck profiles I've done and with the amount of people probably facing this, I don't really need to explain what Rainbow Neos does, but I will anyway. It requires Neos and an Ultimate Crystal monster, which you just tend to use Rainbow Dragon. It can't be fusion summoned except with the above cards. You can activate one of these effects once per turn. Send 1 monster you control to the grave. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Send a spell or trap you control to the grave. Shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls into the deck. Or you send 1 card from the top of your deck to the grave. Shuffle all cards in your opponent's grave back into the deck. We got Armored Neos next. I know this has got nothing really to do with Ubel, but I'm playing it because I kind of actually like this effect. It requires Neos and an Armed Dragon monster. Personally, I go level 10. It must be fusion summoned. If this card is special summoned, you can choose one dragon monster in your grave. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with an equal or lower level in it. Which for a level 10, if it's sending Amdrang level 10, not many monsters are really surviving that. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can make this card gain the following effect. During your main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon one elemental hero fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions. This is stupid. Next up is Mud Dragon of the Swamp and Earth Golem at Ignista. This is in here solely for Link monsters, especially access code. We all know why this isn't here, because it's super poly, you play this anyway, yeah. Next up is the Yubel Unchained Soul of Rage. Figured side in it would be better. Next up is 2 Neos. And 2 Spirit of Neos. Neos has no effects, so there's no point telling about that. This basically does what Spirit of Ubel does. You can special summon it if I think it's oh, you can also add a poly as well, but there isn't really. I'm not playing poly, so it don't really matter. Can be destroyed. Opponent's monster declares attack, special summon it. You know, generic. And then you can shovel this card back into the deck to summon a Neos, but you ain't really doing that. Neos Wiseman. This has been a pretty long deck profile, actually. I played one Neos Wiseman. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by sending one face-up Ubel, well, Neos and Ubel. If you somehow pull this off before Neos Kluger. I gotta give you credit for that one. You control to the grave. Can't be special summoned by other ways. Neos Kluger. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Pretty good, but it was really not good. It was not really good payoff. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, inflicted damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster battled, and then you gain that monster's defense. Pretty weird. Rainbow Dragon does absolutely nothing other than is sent for Neos Fusion. Same with Arm Dragon level 10. And then the last card is obviously Neos Fusion. Special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists exactly 2 monsters as material, including elemental hero Neos. By sending those monsters from your hand, deck, or field to the grave, ignoring summoning conditions for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. You kind of want to play this after you've done everything, obviously. If a fusion monster or monsters you control that lists elemental hero Neos' material will be destroyed by a battle card effect or shuffled into the extra deck by its own effect, just banish this card from your grave instead. It's still good. But yeah, I mean, it has been a while. Kind of took like a break. I still kept up with like the Yu-Gi-Oh news and everything. Like, friends would be like, "Oh yeah, this card's coming, woo," and I'm like, "Ooh." But yeah, I think I just genuinely needed a break from Yu-Gi-Oh. Genuinely just think I needed a break. Well, yeah, it's good to record. I'm thinking of grabbing Soul Tinny, because the structure deck's in Master Duel. That's the only reason why I went back to Master Duel, actually. Because I know you can get to Master tier, Master rank or whatever, like, not quickly, but like, it's kind of like a pilot deck sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of what's dragged me back in. I can never get over how cool these actually look. Like, obviously this is what they look like at the back. I thought originally this is what side they were meant to be on, and then I saw that the words were wrong way round. But yeah, I'll need to show out another deck profile at some point. This will probably get an update when Legacy of Destruction comes out, because the field spell for Ubel is kind of stupid in a good way for the players. But yeah, hope you like, sub, ring the bell, and all that, and just let me know what your thoughts are on the Yubel Unchained deck. I mean, I was thinking of like, do I call it Yubel Unchained or do I call it Unchained Ubel? I think I've gone with Yubel Unchained for like the title of this video, but I think I'll be just calling it Unchained Ubel because Unchained Ubel sounds hella cool. But yeah, like, sub, ring bell, you know, all that jazz. And then I'll probably see you in the next video. I don't know when that'll be, but yeah, I will see you then.